Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Trent. This is Rams Talk. Thank you for watching. Today is Friday. Going to be doing the Dolphins-Rams game preview here. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, you're seeing this video for the first time, please subscribe. If you've seen this video, if you've seen Rams Talk before, and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Big thank you to all of the legacy, the new, the middle, the old subscribers out there. You can also find me on Instagram, LA Rams Talk, Twitter, Real LA Rams Talk, the Flick app, which is kind of like a Discord. I created a Discord group for Rams fans, and they're going to be on there Sunday for the game and even before then. So hop into the Flick app, and then also Fan to Fan Network. So yeah, let's just get right into this. This is the last game we have before our bye. And the Rams and Dolphins meet every 4 years. We are 2-11 against the Dolphins. Can you freaking believe that? 2-11. I mean, I know we pretty much have a losing record against almost every team we play, like historically all time against that team. But 2-11, that's pretty rough. Like, we have to win every game for the next 36 years just to tie the record. But it has to start this Sunday. One other quick thing, I did a little collaboration with Doug from Doug Lee Durong, the Dolphins guy from Fan to Fan Network. He's a good dude. Go check out his channel. I'm going to post a clip tomorrow from my appearance on there, but a lot of respect for Dolphins fans. And I don't know about you guys, but like, in my life in Los Angeles, I feel like I've run into tons of Dolphin fans. Like, I used to live next door to a Dolphin fan. I just feel it's crazy how many Dolphins fans there are in the world, especially even in LA. But anyways, their fan base is bigger than one would normally think of. You know, you think of Steelers, you think of Cowboys, but Dolphins don't really, hit the radar, but they're out there. Oh yeah, they're out there. So also, I don't know what the hell the Rams did to the schedule makers. I don't know if Mike Florio is out there making the schedule, because this is our fourth East Coast trip and game in the first 8 games. Half of our games have been on the East Coast. That's just ridiculous. I don't know what the heck happened. I hear a lot of fan base like 49ers complaining, oh, look how tough our schedule is now. It's like, oh, come on, please. You started out with cupcakes. So don't even, right? The Rams still have the 5th toughest schedule remaining this year. So the Rams are coming off of Monday Night Football, so it's a short week. Then they have to fly to the East Coast, facing a team who had a bye. Cool. But guess what? Hey, got to do what you got to do. You just have to deal. We have to deal. The Rams are actually 6-1. In these East Coast early games, the 10 o'clock for Pacific timers. So under McVay, the only loss coming to the Bills in week 2, or week 3. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I do like our chances. I think our team is really prepared and focused. So I don't think this is normally an issue. Yeah, we love an extra week or an extra day of rest. Yeah, we love to play at home, but after we get past this game, then we have a bye week, then we have a home game, then we go back to the East Coast, back to Florida. What the hell, Florida? And then I think back home. And then after that, I mean, we're not going to the East anymore. I don't even think we're playing past Arizona, geographically. I can't remember. Seattle, Arizona might be the 2 farthest teams, because we get Jets and Patriots at home. I mean, there you go. That's a score. Anyways, before I get into that, lots of things to get to, so let me just get into it. Joe Noteboom is back, but he's not starting. He lost a starting job. David Edwards will continue to start. David Edwards is playing where the whole unit is playing really well, but David Edwards has regressed a little bit in terms of his Pro Football Focus grade. But I still like what he's doing. Higbee is limited with the hand. He has had limited designation on Wednesday and Thursday, so let's see how he does today. I guess he's trending towards playing if he's at least limited. If he was a DNP, I wouldn't think so. And then this is going to be our first game with Kai Forbath. So long, Sloman, and Kai Forbath is in the mix now. So I feel good about that. I feel like we'll make our point after extra points. We'll make things in the 40-yard range. And we'll get the kick over the line. So, I mean, this is just like basic stuff that I'm glad we're finally dealing with. There you go. Because Terrell Burgess is out, broken ankle, that really sucks. He was playing really well. And Jordan Fuller is out. I guess this is just like a 2019 secondary game, right? So we have Taylor Rapp back there with John Johnson, how it was last year. Well, John Johnson wasn't playing, but you know what I mean? So this is not a bad thing. It's just our depth is affected. And Nick Scott will be getting a lot of reps like he did at the end of last week's game, and he played pretty well. And I read somewhere where Brandon Staley's philosophy is that, and Nick Scott got a lot of reps, first-team reps, in training camp, because essentially Brandon Staley was implementing a new system, and everything is joined, everything is connected, right? So all of the secondary, the linebackers, the front seven, everything is very symbiotic and fluid. And if you just are a player or on a team where you just know your one thing and just what you're supposed to do in kind of like a vacuum, your role, that doesn't work with the Rams, because you need to know everything plays off of each other. It's like water just flowing. So Nick Scott got some reps in. So when he comes in there, he knows what his job is in relation to the other positions out there, and they all play off of each other. There's a lot of 2 high versus 1 high safety concepts that the Rams have. So I feel like, and he's a very cerebral guy, Nick Scott. He was drafted as mainly a special teams guy, but he did play safety in college as well. So he's definitely a guy, I think, that will show up, and I think they can get he'll be targeted, I feel, but if he plays much. But I feel this is a guy that can fake it till he makes it, but also he'll be in a good position. I'm not too worried about Nick Scott getting some reps. So that'll be interesting to see. Now, I know some of you have probably heard this, but this is Tua's first start, Tagolvailoa, and it's a big hoopla. This is a big magical game, right? Jared Goff had his first start against the Dolphins in 2016. That was kind of like the rain game in LA, and the Rams just lost that game. It was the classic Jeff Fisher, Rams find a way to lose that game, and they did. And so this is kind of interesting. The circle of life keeps spinning, and Tua's getting his first start. So this first, how I get into this game and what I'm going to be talking about is really Tua related, because I can look at the offense of the Dolphins and what they've done in the first 6 games they've played, because they had a bye week. But it's all Ryan Fitzpatrick offense. This is different. So, how they run the ball, how they throw the ball, the RPOs, it's going to be a little bit of a departure, not fully, because they're doing some RPO stuff recently. So the Rams have some film on that, especially against the Jets. But this isn't an apples to apples continuation of who the Dolphins were. And the reason why they made this change, a lot of, this came as a surprise. Even to Fitz, it came as a surprise. But this is not a situation where, with the Rams, with Case Keenum and Jared Goff, where it's we are crap. We're not getting any better. Every time we throw Case Keenum out there, we're going to lose. So let's just see what we have with Jared Goff, even though the rest of our team is also garbage. We just want to see what our first overall pick does. It can't get worse, right? It kind of did. But with Tua, they're 3-3. They're in the thick of it. They're a game and a half behind Buffalo, but it's also because they've had a bye week. And they're very much capable of making the playoffs. They could win the AFC East, or even a wild card, perhaps, maybe. Doubtful. But they're playing for something. Their locker room is they're kind of like the Rams in terms of they brought in the right people, the right players. Brian Flores has done an amazing job. When I did my schedule preview coming into the season, before training camp and any of that, and I saw this game on the schedule, especially before a bye, and I remember how the players rallied around Brian Flores last year. and how they beat the Patriots at the end. I mean, the last year's Miami team was supposed to be the dumpster fire, win 0 games, completely thrown in development season, and they actually they showed heart and they showed guts. And then I thought, okay, so they drafted Tua. They brought in some free agents and they've got some other rookies. They brought in Byron Jones. If they still play with that heart and they're all unified like they were in 2019, but with better personnel, they're just not, you just don't mark that off as a W, right? So this is a tough game for the Rams, regardless of traveling. The Miami Dolphins are going to fight. They're going to fight tooth and nail. And Brian Flores was one of the defensive coaches calling the defensive plays against the Rams in the Super Bowl. So he gets the Rams offense, even though it's slightly different this year. But fast forwarding into why they brought Tua in. The culture is perfect. The players buy in. The players trust the coaches in the moves that they're making. They are ascending as a team. Look at that. They were 1-3, and they won their last 2, I think. Yeah, they won their last 2. So they're feeling good, and they're now. And Tua's ready. He's been in practicing, and he's looking good. And then they say, we've got a bye week. He can get all the first team reps. This is the time, because you're not riding Ryan Fitzpatrick out there for the full season. You spent the fifth overall pick on Tua, so you're going to use him. This is the time. It's a good time. I think this is actually a very good plan. They had a plan, and they stuck to it. So, I mean, I don't know if anyone here has actually gone to a parade. Has anyone here just said, hey, we're going to this parade, unless it's a championship parade? I don't know what kind of parades they throw anymore, but this is the Tua parade, and that's all we're hearing about in the media. And I get it. It's hot. It's exciting, but we need to open up the skies, and we need to pour rain on the Tua parade. That's all I want. I don't want to see him get injured, but I want to see him go down, metaphorically speaking, and I want the Rams to rain on the Tua parade. No matter what Tua does, Tua will go how the Rams dictate, right? The Rams need to assert, like they did against Chicago. They need to come in, they need to pin the Dolphins' ears back or their flippers back, and they need to just attack. And they have to go be unrelenting on a rookie quarterback starting in his first game. All this heaping praise. I heard Rich Eisen saying, this is Russell Wilson. He's like a Russell Wilson. Listen to how he talks. Sounds like Russell Wilson. He's as tall as Russell Wilson. He's a left-handed Russell Wilson. Okay. First game, Aaron Donald, Rams defense. Let's actually talk about Rams defense, give them credit. So I'm kind of bouncing all over the place here because there's so many ways to go. But another reason why to go Tua right now. Like I said, the Rams' strength of schedule is the 5th hardest here on out. The Dolphins is 22nd. So they're like, we don't have the hardest schedule ahead of us. Let's get Tua in there, even if he might get decapitated by AD. Tua was one of the most successful quarterbacks in NCAA history, 87 touchdowns and 11 interceptions in 32 games. He was really good at Alabama. A little injury prone at the end. And according to Josh Tolentino of The Athletic, who covers the Dolphins, Tua was exceptional at pre-snap reads, escaping the pocket, extending plays, and throwing accurate passes while on the run. He's also the first starting left-handed quarterback since Tim Tebow. That's right. And there are different types of RPOs, run-pass options. There are the pre-snap RPOs and the post-snap RPOs. Chan Gailey said, who's the offensive coordinator, good old Chan Gailey's back, offensive coordinator of the Dolphins, we use some of both, but mostly pre-snap RPOs. They are what we have done. What I remember Tua doing in college is he was good at reading and seeing that. And as time goes on, we can adjust and maybe use a few more of those to fit into what he has done in the past. They ran some RPOs, Fitzpatrick did, in the Jets game. So the team, the Dolphins, they've not just practiced this, but they've done it in game situations. So you're going to see more of this now with Tua in there. There might be maybe heavier usage out of the pistol or shotgun formations, especially in his first few games. They want to utilize his ability to read defenses and get the ball out of his hand quickly with short completions, along with a handful of go routes and deep shots down the field. And I get all this. All of this is good in concept and in theory. But when the bullets are flying, and it's Aaron Donald, and it's Michael Brockers, and Sebastian Joseph Day, and Leonard Floyd, and blitzing, and Terrell Lewis, it's a different animal. It's also one thing to escape pressure, but if the secondary is locking down, a lot of the things that happened to Nick Foles were cover pressure or coverage snaps, coverage sacks as well. So, like I said, Brandon Staley, no one's given the Rams defense that much credit, even though the Rams are second in the NFL in terms of points per game allowed. The Dolphins are third in the NFL of points per game allowed. So their defense has actually been playing pretty well. A lot of people also knock the Rams for, who have you played? The NFC least, right? And then obviously the AFC East and Chicago and the Niners. But the Dolphins, who they beat? They beat Jimmy G coming off that ankle injury, right? And then CJ Beathard. They beat Gardner Minshew and Joe Flacco, the Jets. They lost to Cam Newton. They lost to Josh Allen and Russell Wilson. So their defense is very stingy as well, but they're also not playing world beaters out there, even though they shut down the 49ers. That's part of it. Now, in terms of their offense, they rank 30th in the NFL in motion at the snap. So I think there's gonna be an uptick in that, especially with Devontae Parker, because if Jalen Ramsey is going to be shadowing Devontae Parker a little bit, then they're going to want to put Parker in motion so he can get off the line a little easier. Now, Parker, let's talk about their weapons. Parker and Preston Williams and Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki is a tight end really in name only. 80% of his snaps are in the slot or outside. They have other Sheehan and Smythe or something like that. Those are their blocking tight ends. But Gesicki's in there. He only sits in. He's only close to the formation about 20% of the time. So they've got three. And Devontae Parker, I want to say, is like 6'5". Preston Williams is 6'4", 6'3". Gesicki's a tall guy. So they've got these tall guys out there. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to use their small burners, Isaiah Ford and Jakeem Grant. These are guys that Tua had a real good connection with in camp, and they're going to be guys I see. I feel like this is going to be a San Francisco game in what they're going to do. They're going to roll Tua out a bit, and he's going to hit to these short patterns, to these fast guys, these small guys, even Gaskin out of the backfield, and that's going to be really the game plan. But they might also try and take these small guys and have them go vertical and have them hit those if he has the time. But most likely he'll be rolling out and throwing on the run. And it's going to be interesting because his blind side is the right side. It's not the left side. It's the right side. So it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see where these X receivers and everything are lined up, and also the pass protection that he's going to have. So his blind side changes. It's no longer their left tackle is the main guy. It's their right tackle. And the Dolphins' O-line, according to Football Outsiders, is 30th in pass block win rate, and the Rams' defensive line is 6th in pass block win rate. So it's even though they've only allowed 8 or 10 sacks this year, which isn't a lot, and it's mainly because Fitzpatrick has been able to read the pressure and escape the pressure. Can Tua compute all of this and make the proper reads and the proper calls and understand when pressure is coming and when pressure is not coming? Because even if the Fitz is playing against the Rams and he's a veteran and he can diagnose these things, the Rams have also been pretty good at their disguising. And now you're throwing in a rookie. So that's going to be interesting. So, AD, everyone always talks about AD. AD is going to, just feast. And, Solomon Kind. So the Dolphins, they have 3 rookie offensive linemen. One of them, their first rounder, Austin Jackson, he's out. He's on the short-term IR. And then they have their right tackle, Robert Hunt, who is a second rounder, and their right guard, Solomon Kinley, who is a 4th rounder. Now, Robert Hunt, I didn't find a Pro Football Focus grade for him, but Solomon Kinley was 66th. So basically, the right side, the blind side, 2 guys, are both rookies. I think you know what I'm saying there, right? So that's going to be where if he holds onto the ball for an extra second and an extra pat of the football, say goodnight, say hello to my little friend, who's a big friend. I wish he was actually my friend at all. There you go. Flipping it over to the other side, the Dolphins rank 30th against the run. And you know what I'm all about. I'm all about balance, and I'm all about running the ball. If the Rams have more rushes than pass attempts, I'm thrilled. And the Rams win the game. It's as simple as that. If they're 30th against the run, Hendo and Brown are going to feast. I want to see at least 30 combined carries from our running backs. I mean, this is the way to go. I don't know how else to say it. Rich Hammond and I are like this on here. A lot of you know this. That speaks for itself because their secondary is actually very, very good. Like I said, Byron Jones, Xavier Howard. Now here you go. Xavier Howard is 7th and Byron Jones is 11th in completion percentage allowed. So they're doing really well. Byron Jones has been nicked up a bit this year. They have 4 safeties who are all rated very high in Pro Football Focus. So it's kind of like, as Rams fans, a lot of people don't really think about our defense outside of our stars and the name guys. But, we're like, Darius Williams, Troy Hill. A lot of people still don't even really know of John Johnson, which is kind of crazy to me. But Jordan Fuller, Terrell Burgess, these aren't household names. And neither are the safeties for the Dolphins, but they're playing really well. So I think the secondary is going to be tough, but they're vulnerable to the crossing routes. And a lot of those can be picked up on the linebackers. You go back to the Buffalo game, and Cole Beasley and John Brown were just running crossing routes like crazy, and Josh Allen was hitting them, and they were open almost all the time. So I think you pick on the linebackers, and I think that could be a Gerald Everett, a Higbee if he plays, Cooper Kupp in the slot. So I think the Rams, even though their secondary is really good, I feel like the Rams just need to keep on keeping on. Just do what they're doing. Have Goff roll out short completions, short to medium completions. Let the receivers and the running backs and the tight ends get their yak. They get their yards after the catch. That's what they excel at, right? So just let them do that. Just keep that thing going. Play like you did against the Bears, but more running. And I don't think it's going to be a problem. I mean, when it comes to offense, I mean, is Cam Akers going to play? So that's a question. So it's just we know what the Rams should do. Completion rate, move the pocket, motion, Hendo, Brown, Akers, Everett, Reynolds, Higbee, Kupp, Woods. Just spread it around. No turnovers. No turnovers. The Dolphins are +2 in turnover differential. The Rams are 0. So they're completely even. The Rams are. So my keys to the game is, number 1, showing up and starting strong. Like I said, short week, East Coast game, show up, you're jet lagged, assert yourselves. Don't fall behind, no Buffalo situation here, no 49er situation. If that starts happening, sayonara. Confuse and contain Tua. It's possible. I mean, he might hit some big throws. There might be a lot of spice going on with him. But I think the Rams can shut him down. I think they can do a good job. Cover Gesicki and the small guys. Our linebackers are going to be tested. Our secondary depth is going to be tested. Our safeties. We need to run the ball. And when we're done running the ball, we need to run the ball some more. Don't mess with their secondary too much. No turnovers. and converting in the red zone. Miami is 27th in the NFL in opposing teams' red zone conversions to touchdowns. That's 72%. That means 72% of the time that other teams get in the red zone, they score a touchdown. So, whereas Chicago was 42nd, and the Rams put 3 touchdowns on them. And the Rams are just behind Chicago. They're in the 40s as well. Contrary to what Ace Ventura might lead you to believe, these Dolphins are not snowflakes. They're going to be ready. They're going to be pumped. Miami's going to be pumped. Everyone in the crowd with COVID in Florida is going to be pumped. And the Rams need to come out and they need to bring it. Okay? So, laces out. That's all I got to say. Rams win this game 27-13. And then they head home to a much-needed bye week. So there you go, everyone. Let me know what you think about this game, the keys to this matchup, general thoughts. Find me on the Flick app. Find me on Instagram, LA Rams Talk, Twitter, Real LA Rams Talk, Fan to Fan Network. And I hope to have a little piece dropping for you tomorrow. Happy Halloween tomorrow. Stay safe. And as always, Jared Goff, roll music. Go Rams. I think the music was already there.